Bonjour, mon cœur. Kaloo, happy day. It's Pride Month, and we're here, we're queer. We're bringing you a little classic. Today, I'm going to do a bunch of topics today, because there's just so much to talk about lately. So, we are going to talk about Ethan Klein. We're going to talk about the Ballingers. We're going to talk about Adam McIntyre and Joshua David Evans. We're going to talk about Robbie DeChristie, guys, okay? So, let's get into it. Let's roll. I'm going to join you on this lovely day, Kaloo again, joined with Bird, who is a paid actor, and Spider, who is not one for words, but is very omnipresent in my vicinity. Guys, the sunset out here, it's fucking beautiful, let me tell you. Okay? But, you know what's not beautiful? What we're gonna talk about today. Let's get it out of the way with the Grinch himself, Ethan Klein. Guys, recently, a huge update with the Denim's lawsuit has come out. Now, let me preface, guys, the lawsuit between him and Denim's is not closed, okay? It is a tentative win. The word tentative means that it's not a win yet, guys. Okay, it hasn't been ruled on. It's just a tentative win because of how the proceedings are going, based upon the judge's reaction to the information being present, based upon the case that each side is presenting. Then we can say it's a tentative win because we think that the judge is going to rule in favor of Denim's based on the presented argument, right? Okay? But we could wake up tomorrow and that could completely change. We have no idea. We're not the judge, guys, okay? But based on that, a lot of people are touting it as a win, okay? A lot of detractors, a lot of regular people have talked about it. They're talking about it because he's completely moved past it at this point. Or I guess maybe not for him personally, but for us, media-wise. Because he is now suing IDubbbz. And he is going to sue him in the court of Alberta, Canada, where IDubbbz resides, okay? Very interesting developments with the story. I have a lot of thoughts about it. Based on Moist Critical's video, Penguin Zero, based on the statement that he had given to him from Ethan Klein, I mean, he's admitting outright that he's pursuing this because it is the quote-unquote easier win in the situation comparatively. Now, he is suing Ian for defamation specifically. Doing that in the court of Canada because the legal ramifications, the litigation's completely different. There. They have much less solid laws abroad. So, for defamation at least. You know, we've talked about it thousands of times. I don't know how many times I've had to hear the word litigation over and over again, but we've talked about it countless times here on this channel that defamation is basically impossible to win. It is very, 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 very difficult, and that is purposeful. Okay, the lawmakers did that on purpose, because defamation is supposed to be hard to prove, because it's a serious thing when it happens. Now, he is suing him for defamation based upon the comment of which Destiny made and Ian showed on stream. is the situation, basically. And again, why is he not suing Destiny, even though Destiny's the one that made the comment about his proclivities? It's not something he thinks he can win. Period. He does not think that the court of law in America is going to side with him over defamation for Destiny, so he's choosing to pursue litigation through suing Ian. It doesn't make sense, guys. It's not supposed to, okay? Because we're not crazy, maniacal, evil people. In the words of Cardi B, I've been rich too long, y'all. And that seems to be Ethan's problem. But again, this is within his MO. The Denims lawsuit had tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of mentions of Hassan. Is he suing Hassan? No, because he knows he can't bleed Hassan dry in the court of law. He's doing it to Denims because it's the easier win, guys. That's his MO, okay? Is this hyper misuse of litigation? My opinion, yes. Okay? He's got several litigation suits going right now over this whole mess. And, Ron Barnissum seems fine with it. I don't know. A lot of people are saying, well, Ron Barnissum's taking Ethan for a ride because he's just a rich mark. Maybe, honestly. It just seems like Ethan has a real problem understanding not just legal things, but how things work. Again, this is a horrible, horrible landmark for fair use overall, and a horrible spit in the face to what Ethan Klein used to stand for and what H3 used to stand for. And how he doesn't see that is beyond me. And you know, it's not beyond me. It's because he doesn't know how the legal system works. For you to be blind, to claim blindness, you just don't know how the legal system works. Point blank, period. So, that's my opinion, guys. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to a different topic today now. We're going to talk about one Mr. Joshua David Evans, who we've never had the displeasure of speaking about. Because this channel is post-mortem the Colleen situation, but he is in the news right now. He's beefing quite publicly with Adam McIntyre over Adam McIntyre's public displeasure of being contacted repeatedly for appearances within a documentary apparently created by Joshua David Evans and co. Joshua David Evans has heavy hand in the documentary. His wife is part of the team. His best friend is part of the team. They haven't spoken to Trisha, as far as we know. They haven't spoken to any of the other victims, as far as we know. But Adam's completely disavowed it. He even stated that he doesn't believe that Colleen warrants this kind of attention again, repeatedly. And you know, guys, it's never the intention to hammer people over the head. We understand. We have a greater understanding that these people are sick and have mental problems. Alright? And we're not here to batter a mentally ill person. Kick a dead horse, so to speak, you know. Everyone has seemingly moved on, you know. Rachel Ballinger is fine with her lack of views, and she still defends her sister, but what do you guys want? That is her literal sister. So it's not missed on me, guys. You guys, I know that the internet widely is much more harsher than myself or law enforcement or other folks sometimes, but it is very common to see family members of perpetrators, predators, murderers, even speak up for their loved ones. It's just something that happens as humans, guys. So, even though she still, is very fervent on her sister's side, I'm not seeing that change. I still don't believe that it warrants all this judgment, or not judgment, but all this rehashing. Yeah, I'm completely understanding of what Adam is trying to do, and it seems like if he has to take L's for that, even in his friendships, he's going to do that, and I commend him for that. Sometimes it's very hard to be a good friend, especially when you know that friend is not going to be receptive with your opinion for them. It's something very difficult that we deal with as adults, though. So, again, I commend him for what he is doing. The specifics of Joshua David Evans taking it so far as to threaten him, and yes, I do take it as a threat. The whole "I'll see you at VidCon, bro," that is threatening. You're being a weirdo. You're a grown adult man with a second wife and kids and a mortgage and a house. Please grow up. Like, what? That's really crazy work, It's especially crazy work if you're a convention employee, as Joshua is, from what I understand. And you guys know I've worked conventions before tons and tons of times. So I do know if you are an employee working there, you should hold yourself a certain way. Not that you have to, but you should. So, another huge reason why Adam is not comfortable with this documentary is, again, the staff. And not just the staff associated with Joshua David Evans, guys. Adam did mention that the staff working on the documentary was also part of the Quiet on Set documentary, which basically turned into a fluff piece for Drake Bell. So, we know how that is, guys. Alright? Now, the final topic we are going to talk about today is somebody we have not... I don't think we've... No. I have talked about her once, I think. With the religious stuff, I think. But we're going to talk about Raw Beauty Christie today. She showed up again. I know she makes her monthly appearance, appeal to the masses. But she came out and made a statement about James Charles 3 years too late, From what I understand, she's had a tentative relationship with James Charles, like an associative relationship with James Charles before. And she never made any statements previously about anything he did. However, she did come out and say that she completely disavows his attitude towards the Spirit Airline employee. That's basically all she said, low-key. She just, disavowed it, and then, was like, but we were never really friends. Oh. Crazy work. Wow. The gods are angry at you, Christy. Not that she cares, with her little Bible, banging it out. But anyway. Yeah, so she just basically was like, I disavow it, it's gross, I don't like it, I was never really friends with him, but that's pretty much all she said. She really didn't say anything of note, of worthiness, of clarity, so, but it's Raw Beauty Christie, guys. What do you expect? Go watch the Peter Bod video about it. Peter Bod is a way better representative for this. And go watch Adam McIntyre's videos too, guys. That's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna love you and leave you on this Sunday. Have a wonderful day. Drink water. Be kind to animals. Go hug your mother, brother, sister, cousin. I love you. Bye.